Can I share something with you since we're occupying this booth together and on this adventure together?
Yes.
I've never been skiing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome to ski, snowboard, hang out here anytime.
Well, it's the kind of thing that, like, once you get to a certain age, I don't know, like, you just don't start. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like my friends invite me skiing at this point, you know, because I don't have any friends. But yeah, no, I've never been skiing.
Well, I'm your friend.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, invite me skiing, and I'll get on a plane, and I'll fly 6 hours, and we'll go ski. And then I'll crash into a tree probably after 10 feet.
Well, we'll start with cross-country skiing first.
So that doesn't look fun at all.
Well, it's just
awful.
a little different. It's a little different. It's a bit of a starter kit of skiing.
The Norwegians win all the cross-country medals in the Olympics because no one else wants to do it. Oh my God, we're finally going to start this game.
Yeah, we're getting set for the national anthem.
Indonesia's flag is the opposite of Poland's flag. Here's their anthem. That's a great mohawk from the Indonesian goalkeeper. Here's the Swedish anthem. Somewhere, Zlatan has his hand over his heart. I hope he's watching. Sweden's goalkeeper too, one of my favorite players of the tournament. This older gentleman.
Robert. Yeah, we've talked a lot about him.
Fantastic goalie beard, the headband, the Bjorn Borg style headband. He's again, we've throughout this tournament, they keep putting me in here with goalies. There was Jose was a goalie, and Hope Solo came in, and Dom Jakovic from Sacramento Republic. They keep making me talk to goalies, and so goalies, unique creatures. I don't know how else to put it. They are unique creatures, and they can be eccentric, they can be showmen, and two very recognizable and identifiable netminders in this tournament. I mean, in this match, in this third division final. Sweden's a good soccer country. You know, they're not just Latin. You know, they're one of those countries, sort of one of those second-tier countries in Europe that'll, you know, develop a strong generation, maybe recede a bit, maybe come back. You know, they hosted the World Cup, I think, in 1958, made the final, lost to Brazil. I think that was Pele's first title. Returned with a really strong team in the early 90s, Thomas Brolin, Kenneth Anderson, their goalie, who was brilliant and whose name I can't remember, but went to the World Cup semifinals in 1994. And obviously their women's program is spectacular. I mean, a contender every time. Women's World Cup finalist here in the U.S. in 2003. So, you know, it's not Spain, Germany, England, France, Italy, not at that level, but a good soccer country with a good soccer culture, and can add to that here with a win in the Lassen Peak final.
Well, we're getting set and we are underway between the two sides. Azka, the goalkeeper for Indonesia.
Ravelli, that was the goalie. Ravelli from 94. Thank you. Sorry, Charles.
No problem.
Doesn't that happen to you? You remember something like 2 minutes later?
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
It's Raisal and Oka with possession now for Indonesia, and Oka just absolutely smashes a beautiful peach of a goal, and Indonesia leads by a goal to nil. What a goal by Oka. Tremendous. Well, it was so well worked from Indonesia off the corner. And the save there by Azka again.
Like that little pass behind the standing leg from the Swede there in the corner. Creative. Penalty.
Yeah, penalty early. The Indonesian players are having a bit of a chat with the referee, and the referee is actually going to have a chat with the other official there. He took a look at, I believe, VAR for a second, or just confirmed with his assistant. Looked like he went to a monitor, put up a monitor.
Human VAR.
Yeah, it was his own human VAR.
That's awesome.
And there's the second goal from Indonesia. They lead by 2 goals to nil here, a minute and 20 seconds in. And the goal was scored by Andy. Oh, what a quick start for Indonesia. And Sweden, here they come. Again, save made there by Azka. Still, and they keep the ball in Sweden's half, and their captain just calms things down a second there.
Indonesia's been a regular at the Homeless World Cup since 2011. So a consistent participant over the past decade plus, and they had a great run, finishing 4th in 2012 in Mexico. So a little bit of pedigree in the tournament for them. Let's look at Sweden's history. Sweden's participated in every Homeless World Cup, and they seem to sort of approach it in a similar way to the Germans. They're not placing high in the tournament, sort of using this for social and personal development for their players, and trying to give them an experience. And obviously, they have found their level here and won these 2 games in the 3rd division bracket to get a chance to play for a trophy. Over behind us, you can see, I don't know if you can see out of the corner of your screen, maybe not, but there's a stage set up, and they are handing out medals for the match that we just covered between Germany and Pakistan.
And there's another for Indonesia. They lead 3 goals to nil. Seth writes, the quality of the players has been exceptional through this competition. Intrigued to see how some of the results pan out today. Seth, thanks for tuning in to our broadcast this morning or this afternoon or this evening, wherever you are tuning in to our broadcast. Here's the Indonesian goalkeeper, Azka. And now Raisal, the captain.
I really think Panini needs to get involved.
Yeah,
in this tournament and make stickers of these dudes. I want I want an Aska sticker and a Katie sticker. Katie from Australia is still my favorite.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the Aska sticker as well.
Renato, who I can't stop talking about, my guy from Portugal.
Raisal. And a foul and a free kick for Indonesia. They lead 3-0 already. 3 minutes to go in this first half. Raisal. Andy still. All the way back to Robert, the Swedish goalkeeper. Can Sweden maybe get one, maybe get two before halftime? Turn this thing around, potentially. And now Dina.
That was a nice save.
Dina keeps things going for Indonesia. Raisal now. Dina. Another good one from Robert. We've talked a lot about Robert. I would love to know more about Robert and get a chance to hear his story a little bit.
He looks like a dude who's got several.
Well, what we love a lot about Robert is not only just the outfit, but no goalkeeper gloves. And every single time, every single pass that his team makes successful, he claps. He claps every single time, and he makes a lovely save there. And you'll notice it's really amazing. He's continuing to get his team going. He's shouting at his teammates.
Oh, and he smartly chested down the back pass right there as well. That was alert. I mean, that was a ball played from about 3 feet away. Little chip up to him. Sweden gets one.
And they're right back in this thing, Sweden, with about a minute to go before the end of this first half. It has been all Indonesia. You have to say they've created all the chances, but Sweden hedging their bets, playing on the counter-attack, and here's another opportunity. Can they continue to keep things going? Great save by Robert again. Makes the save. Keeps possession in that semicircle. Mario for Sweden. I believe this is Vigo on that far side. Vigo's shot comes off of the goalkeeper, Azka. Mario. And Raisal maintains possession. Very calm, very chill, Raisal. And that is the end of the first half on our green pitch in the Lassen Peak final between the two sides. Indonesia leads Sweden 3-1. And we'll take a look at the highlights in just a moment.
It's really kind of only just occurred to me now, but they do switch benches.
Yeah.
I don't know how I've not noticed that until today, but obviously it makes sense when you think about how and when and where you sub, right? You've switched ends on the field, so you want to switch exit and entry points, but for some reason I'm clueless and not paying attention, and they actually, because like in, back to hockey, in the NHL, they talk about the long change, when you've got to, when your goal's at the opposite end from your bench. You're not switching benches in a hockey game, but it's a lot easier here, and they do it. That's kind of another cool little thing that I hadn't picked up on before.
Well, that was the goal there from Mario that potentially is the lifeline for Sweden. They got 2 goals to make up in this second half. They came more and more into this game at the end of the first half. As we were talking about the goalkeeper there, Robert.
And the sun's just coming right in here, isn't it?
It is.
It's right in our faces.
It's going to be hot today. This is Vigo. And I'll have to apologize. The way I'm pronouncing it's probably not right. It's probably sounds like I'm saying Figo, but I'm actually saying Vigo with a V as in Victor. Free kick now for the Indonesians. Oka.
Well, that would probably. I mean, he's Figo's captide, right? I mean,
yes,
so,
a little bit. Yeah, with his nation. But you never know. I mean, you know, I'm sure any of these teams would love to have him, and would love to have him out here at the Homeless World Cup or street soccer event.
For Figo to be homeless.
Yeah.
I'm sure some Barcelona fans are.
This is Raisal. He's upended. Well, the Indonesian street soccer program is called Rumah Samara, which means Pine Home. It's a community-based organization for people living with HIV/AIDS and people who suffer from substance abuse. Rumah Samara provides a range of services for people with substance abuse problems, as well as a comprehensive football program. They operate through a peer-to-peer approach with over 80% of their diverse staff living with HIV. And as we talked about on the Swedish side, their street soccer program and their soccer program is supported by Gatans Lag. It's an organization that uses football as a tool to beat homelessness, addiction, and other types of social exclusion through football. Raisal, here he is.
Unselfish play to slot that back across.
Yeah.
May have been a better choice to take a shot, but a good teammate.
Well, they create motivation and energy within the players for them to be able to change their own life situation. Gatans Lag, and it became members of the Swedish Football Association in September of 2012, and it's embedded there today. They run football training sessions in 5 cities across Sweden. Here is Oka, who scored the first 2 goals, including probably what looks to maybe be the goal of the day so far. Long way to go, of course. Coming up on around 4 minutes to go in this first half. Sorry, second half. See, it's a little early for me this morning. Apologies there. Save made by Robert. Did well. Retained there by Mario. Back into the feet of Robert. Raisal.
That was Robert holds his hands up. Yeah, that was an ambitious attempt to play a long ball to his forward. And it was intercepted and put back into his own net. He held his hands up. The international sign of, sorry guys, my bad. Now 4-1 Indonesia.
And my apologies, that goal was scored by Oka, and Oka has a hat-trick. Here is Oka again. Oka with 3 for Indonesia. And Andy
can't believe
the
Robert,
other one.
though, right? You're down by, it's a final. You're down by 2. You need something to happen. You know, no issue. If you're a coach, hard to fault a player for trying to force things just a little bit at this stage of a game. You know, maybe not a play you make in a scoreless match, a 0-0 match, or a tied game, or a game that's early on. But at this stage of a final, you go for it, and he went for it. It backfired, but you know, you play game states, right? That's what they talk about, and he understood what the score was and what the situation was, and he tried something risky, and it's hard to fault him for it. No difference if you lose 3-1 or 4-1, right?
Correct, yeah. And Indonesia keeping the ball firmly, nicely in the Swedish half. No rush from them as they lead by 3 goals in the Lassen Peak final. This is Raisal. Great save by Robert on that shot by Aditya. Aditya will take this corner ball. For Oka, Aditya. Oka again, Raisal. Oka seems to be the goal scorer, but Raisal is really the player that calms things and certainly is the captain for a reason, and conducts himself. That really is a good way to lead a team. This is Vigo. Far side Daniel, kept in by Vigo. They'll have the 3v2 advantage. Vigo. Aditya with about 1 minute and 20 seconds to go for Indonesia in this tournament. Both of these two sides who have been so bright. They have been wonderful to commentate. In the final game this morning.
Fascinating to me that if Indonesia holds on here, we'll have two Asian winners in our first two men's brackets. So you think of Europe and Latin America as sort of the power conferences in the sport, and but shows the spread and the breadth of the street soccer community that two countries we don't often think of, Pakistan and Indonesia, are going to take home some hardware. That's really cool.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go.
Great defensive team defensive performance from the Indonesians as well. They recover well. They get back into position. They have discipline on defense. They do have some attacking flair, as we've seen, but play both sides of the ball, and that shows commitment and coaching.
And that's it.
Formula for victory.
Yeah.
Indonesia takes home the title.
Indonesia wins by the scoreline of 4-1. It was Oka's 3 goals, the hat-trick from Oka. But it is the captain right there, Raisal, that probably has the biggest smile on his face. There was a goal by Andy for Indonesia as well. And for Sweden, they got one just before halftime through the feet of Mario. And it finishes full-time in the Lassen Peak final. Indonesia 4, Sweden 1. And Indonesia wins the Lassen Peak final. We'll show you some highlights, and we'll be right back with our next game, the Palisade Award final between France and Norway on the women's side.